Little positive news to end your week. The war on drugs is officially over. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Keith. Welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel, your home of inner city intelligence. So, the mysterious bag of cocaine, the investigation behind it's concluded. And they figured out who the owner is. Drum roll, please. It's nobody. No one owns that bag of coke. They'll never figure it out. In the most secure building on the planet with cameras everywhere and agents every 10 feet, someone's able to sneak a bag of white powder into the White House. What does that say about Secret Service? Now, you know they're just sitting on the truth, and they are pissed, I bet, because their rep is looking really crappy, that they can't figure this out. They're letting the world know that you can sneak a bag of white powder, be it ricin or anthrax, into the White House, and they'll never figure out who the owner is. Seriously, I'm sure they are not happy to have to swallow this one. We all have our suspicions as to what's going on, and I guess we still can't talk about it. Anyway, but I'm going to talk about it right now. So here we go. Secret Service concludes investigation into White House cocaine without identifying a culprit. They didn't find it, they're not going to identify him. So very carefully worded there. Washington. The Secret Service concluded an investigation into cocaine found at the White House. Only the Bidens would make this possible. Anyway, cocaine in the White House. Anyway, wrap your head around that. But they were unable to determine who brought the coke into the building, nor do officials have any suspects, and nor do they want to ever have a suspect, not the White House. At this time, the Secret Service's investigation is closed due to a lack of physical evidence other than a bag of cocaine. The Secret Service said in a statement on Thursday, the FBI found no DNA or fingerprints on the bag of cocaine, according to a summary of findings by the Secret Service, providing no leads into who brought the cocaine into the White House. So they interviewed everyone probably up to, probably including the bag of cocaine, and cocaine ain't talking. So we'll just never, ever know who brought that cocaine into the White House. I say the war on drugs is over because the White House represents law and order in this country. We all know we've had this war on drugs, at least I think from the 70s at least definitely from the 80s. And the White House is supposed to be the safest building on the planet. So, given all that, if the drug dealers can get a bag of coke into that building, the war on drugs is over. Let's just admit it. Let all the drug dealers and all the people in drug trafficking out of the prisons, because it was just a joke. We don't really take this seriously at all. Again, White House, supposedly safest building on the planet, and someone's able to get coke in there. Or again, any white powder, which is that's serious, and that's a very dangerous and serious situation. So if the opposing team can get their drugs, their product into your home base, yeah, it's over. That'd be like Hitler opening up a headquarters in Brooklyn during World War II. It's not looking good for the Allied forces if that's the case. So we know it belongs to Hunter. So let's be serious. Most people are pretty sure it belongs to Hunter. If we had a chart, with a graph of how many ounces of coke was found in each White House from the beginning, it would get right up to 2023, and boop, it would go sky high right there, because we got a crack house in the White House. But look, you got a crack head in the White House. The crack house, it's getting... Anyway, but it's because of Hunter. We all know who it belongs to. We know this is the type of people that are in the White House right now. The Biden family. say goodbye to class and decorum that we all promised, and respectability and presidential behavior. People don't even bring that up anymore. They just talk about Trump not being presidential, and we got a bag of coke in the White House. So that's all out the window. And again, this is the Biden family. And this is how they're running the White House. If these people, the Biden family, moved next door to you, your property value is going down. There'd be cops coming in there and taking Hunter out in his T-shirt every now and then because he broke parole or something like that. There'd be topless trans women parading on the front lawn. Oh man, there would be a vintage vet in the garage that he can't explain because it's only his wife is a retired teacher and he's an 80-year-old ne'er-do-well government employee. He'd be hanging out by the community swimming pool, taking naked skinny dips into the swimming pool and asking the little kids to rub the hair on my legs. That would be the Biden family if they lived next door to you. So, fortunately or unfortunately, instead of living next door, they're living in the White House. So, those are, I guess, the two things that the Bidens won't admit to are now a bag of cocaine and a 7th grandkid. Okay, maybe that was a little harsh, but, hey, screw them. Anyway, here's the real reason why I think they cannot admit that it's Hunter Biden who belongs to, who the bag of cocaine belongs to. Because there's a sweetheart deal that's on the table. And it's supposed to be signed by a judge, I think on the 26th of this month. So not many days left. And this is going to absolve Hunter of all sorts of shenanigans, everything from breaking of the FARA Act, the Foreign Agent Registration Act. He's been taking millions from China and Russia and Ukraine and Romania. That's all on record. There's no doubt of that. And he has to pay taxes on it properly. And he hasn't registered as a foreign agent either. So he's in violation of all those things. Not to mention the gun charge where he tossed the gun into a garbage can outside of a high school. He lied on the background paperwork. So he's got all that stuff. He's going to get a sweet deal and be absolved, I think, of most of that, if not all of it. But the one stipulation is he has to remain sober. So that one bag of coke could have cost him like everything. He'd actually have to do jail like a regular person and not like a Biden. So that he could not afford to have that coke tied to him. So that's why I think the Secret Service is sacrificing their rep, because we know the FBI sucked. Now we know the Secret Service, they've shown they're willing to destroy themselves for the Biden family too. So screw them all, basically. Look, to be honest, I'm sure there's some very good field agents out there who really want to do a good job. It's the people at the top. I'm sure it's with the Secret Service as well. But their rep, for the Bidens, they're just destroying it because I know they know who it is. They just can't say. There's going to be some really interesting books written a couple of years after the Bidens are out of office. Should make for some really funny reading. Oh, that's my take on this story. What's yours? Like, share, and comment. Did I say like, share, comment, and subscribe? Duh.